Hello and welcome to my channel, Crochet and Copy. My name is Judy. Today I'm going to show you how to add a lining and a zipper to your crochet bag. In my previous tutorial, I showed you how to make this beautiful sunburst crossbody bag. Let's get started. These are the supplies we're going to be using to line our bag and add a zipper. We're going to be using the fabric quarter, and the fabric quarter is a pre-cut already fabric for us. Okay, so it's a quarter, and we're going to be using an invisible zipper. It's the 7 to 9 inches, and a regular sewing thread, regular sewing needle, a few sewing pins, and a scissors. And what I did is I made sure that the color of my sewing thread matches up with my fabric and also with my zipper I'm going to use. Makes it easier to sew everything together. So let's get started. So first, to get started, we're going to actually cut the fabric to match up to the inside of our bag. And just to let you know, when I took it out the package, the fabric was kind of all, it shows where it creased when they package it. So I went ahead and just press it, okay? So you know. And also too, I put the straps of the bag inside so you can see better when I'm talking to you, okay? And what we're gonna do is we're gonna just take, this will be considered the right side of our fabric, and this will be the wrong side. So we're gonna cut there and also sew there, but I wanna line it up to make sure that the fold of the bottom of the fabric also matches up to the bag bottom. So we don't have to sew there or cut there, do anything. It's all fixed for us already. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna line up the side for a 1/2 inch because we wanna sew up, and 1/2 inch sew up here. So on the one side we will cut is here, and on the top, and just quickly grab my ruler so you can see. So it'll be 1/2 inch you're going to sew up. So give yourself a little bit more than 1/2 inch you're going to sew up, but you don't want to be too much because you don't want it to be bulky in the bag. So we're going to take it right to the side to 1/2 inch, and then from the top you want to do 1 inch because we're going to fold it and we're going to sew the zipper on top. Okay, so that's how we're going to cut it. Ahead, and I just put some sewing pins so when I cut it's nice and straight. So this is how our zipper looks when we take it out the package. If yours is a little wrinkle, just give it a press with the iron and it'll be good. This is the right side of our zipper. When we sew, we're going to sew onto this little part right here, as closer to the edge. If you open your package, you see how it has like a V, and we're going to sew on this side of it, okay? I'm going to sew on my zipper to my fabric using my sewing machine. You could do it by hand. Absolutely fine. Use the regular sewing method. What we're going to do to sew it on, we're going to turn our zipper. This is the right side, and we're going to turn it on the wrong side, and we're going to take the top part of our fabric and we're going to start up here. I'm going to pin it so that when I sew it, it's nice and straight. And also too, I'm going to open up the zipper while I am sewing it, so it works better that way. And I won't show you how to do that, how to use the sewing machine, okay? But make sure whenever you pin it, you keep it centered, a little off to the side, because when we open it, you're going to see how it is, okay? So you want to center it, and then we're going to pin it, and then start sewing. Now we're ready to sew it, and of course when you're sewing, take off your sewing pins as you go along, okay? So now I did that. I sew up that side. I close up the zipper because I'm showing you, so it's better this way. So we're going to flip it and we're going to sew it on the other side now. We're going to sew it again because it's on the wrong side. Take the top part of it and we're going to sew, remember, along the edge. I'm going to pin it, and of course open it up, the zipper, while we're sewing. This is the perfect opportunity to make sure we double check our bag, because we want the lining to go inside our bag, to be in here. That's come up to there. So we want to make sure we measure it. Flip it and see, measures. And then it's going to be tucked inside, and we don't want it to be too bulky when it shows. Okay, so we're going to measure it. So I have extra, so I'm going to cut off the extra and make sure you sew that it fits in to our back. Okay, hopefully you understand. I'll show you when I sew up the other side what I mean too. So cut off the extra and then sew up. So that's it. I did the other part of the zipper, attached it. So now we're going to sew up the edge of our bag. And sewing up the edge of a bag, make sure your zipper is in the middle before you sew up the edge. Okay. Good tip. And then measure it. And of course, to help us and help me, make sure you measure it and then make sure it's snuggle inside your bag to how much you need to sew up the edge. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to sew up the edge of our bag, and then I'll meet you back. So finish doing that. So I open it, and this is the inside, and this is how it looks. So now what we're going to do, we're going to put it inside and pin it into our bag, and we're going to start sewing it on. So now I have my bag zipper fully open, and I pin up the inside so we could get started. And we're going to start on this side. Of course, I grab my sewing needle and I attach my thread. So what we're going to do now, we're going to start over here. I'm going to just go into the actual bag, because I want the tail that we're going to have not to show inside the bag to start off with, and then come through to the zipper, and then we're going to start sewing. Okay, so that's our first. What I'm going to do is, since it's the same, like basically the color of our bag, I'm just going to go through it. You see what I mean when I hopefully understand. Okay, so we're going to use the lower edge of our zipper and the bag. We're going to go right back through it. And of course, take out your pins as you go along. Okay, one more time right in that same little area. See, I'm coming right out through the bag. So I want to start anchoring it. All right, there you go. And you feel it when you do it, okay? So we're going to go as close as we can to the seam of our bag and the zipper, and just keep your stitches in there. And it's just a regular sewing method. And that's it. And that's how we're going to attach our zipper to our bag. That's it. We completed lining our bag and adding the zipper. Keep in mind, I'm not a seamstress, but I just showed you how I did my bag lining, okay? And the more we do it, the better we get. So I think it came out pretty nice, and then it would keep her stuff nice and secure in her little bag, okay? So that's it. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.